So give it up for Mhairi.
Lovers. You think I do not believe in love because I have not experienced it. Do not be fooled. I know what love is. Love is the screaming voice outside that bathroom door that told me I would live to see another day. Love is the hours spent on the phone until the crying turns to laughing. Love is the first time I had the courage to ask for help and was given a mile, even though I only needed an inch. Love is every hug that I thought was going to tear me apart with memories of pain, but instead somehow managed to put me back together. Love is in the meals with strangers that I had no idea would become family. Love is in the conversations that allow me to trust and result in the opening up, the outpouring of every part of myself I thought I had to keep hidden. Love is the hand that reaches out for yours when you do not think you are getting up off that ground. Love is in the people who lose sleep because your well-being is more important. Love is in the goodbyes that you did not have the strength to say, that you thought would tear you apart, but never stay gone. Love is in the long-lasting, the meaningful. It is in the everyday. Love is in the kindness of a stranger and the welcoming of a best friend. Distance cannot destroy it. Time cannot destroy it. When I say I do not believe, it is because I cannot feel it, at least not all of the time. Sometimes it is there, burning stronger than anything I have ever felt before. I've experienced love on a full spectrum. I have done friendship, romance, and I have made my own family. Sometimes, though, I cannot feel it, because I cannot feel anything. At times like that, I laugh when people say that love conquers all. It is not conquering this. My mind always gets in the way of love. The good parts of me believe in love. They always have time for love. But the destructive forces inside, they allow no love to enter in. And so this body, this mind, and this soul, and every part of it is left with no love. The good news is, I know what it is. I felt it very clearly, and my brain is powerful enough to hold on and keep coming back, even at the worst of times, for another taste of what love is. Thank you. Those of you that have seen me perform would know that I don't do a lot of love poetry, but we have come to see a whole love set of Mhairi, so this is going to be interesting for everyone. But as we know, I'm extremely raw, honest, and vulnerable, and I think I'm going to start. That was like an old poem, but I'm going to jump forward to last year, and I really found myself in Lisbon, so this poem's called Lisbon. I had to work so damn hard to get here, but I don't want to keep living in fear. Every day threatens my identity until I'm left with a fragile sense of me. Perhaps that's why running away was the only way to feel completely safe. Lisbon was this vibrant city full of life that made me forget the last year of strife. A place where I could share with others and tell them how I cry for my mother. A chance to go out and feel the beat, never wanting to stop moving my feet. With so much to see and no time to think, I even managed to enjoy a drink. Symbols of pride filled the streets, but I found lust and desire in the sheets. Getting lost in only 500,000 people in a place where everything seems legal, it felt like I could finally stop dreaming and start the necessary healing. Years of damage from discrimination has found me working in education. I recently qualified as a history teacher, and now in this life I am a firm believer that I can remain a force for good, especially for those who are still misunderstood. Whether it's my race, my sexuality, or my gender, there's always a part I had to surrender. But I'm learning how to be bolder with each year that I get older. The people I've met have taught me well, advice that to others I promise to tell. This may be goodbye for now, however, Lisbon, your lessons will stay forever. Thank you. Okay, so on my little journey of love, I'm going to go right back to the beginning. And this is, I actually wrote this when I was 14, but this is called To the Girl Who Taught Me How to Love. To the girl who taught me how to love, I will forever be grateful. Before we met, I may have said, I love you, but I was too young to know what I was saying. As innocence left me, I built up walls. Most emotions were gone, but you broke them down. You let me love again, like the child I should still be. Made me feel special with your warm hugs and pleasant nature. Without you, I know that I would still feel alone. With you, I realise I never want to go back there. I hope you know what you've done, of this great power that you use to touch my life. And if I die tomorrow or the day after, I will know that all that had mattered had happened, because I met you and you changed me. But what is more important is that if I die, you will never know this. So I'm telling you now, hoping you will never forget it. It is said the greatest gift of all is love. So you are truly an angel because you gave me that gift. And I know that it is the best gift I will get in my whole life, despite the fact that I have not lived it. So before I never get to tell you this ever, I want to say thank you. For you are truly beautiful on the outside, but more importantly than that, pure on the inside. So in case this is the last time I can say it, I love you. So I went to a workshop on Tuesday and had an amazing cry whilst I wrote this letter to my younger self, but I actually quite like it. I need that later on. I bet you would never have guessed that the person who started LGBT History Month in the UK would start following you on Instagram today. I thought I would start with that epic news because it seems that to you, younger self, I have far too much to say. But I want you to know that today you are exactly where you want to be, all because you made the effort to ensure that I could finally be free. So maybe we should talk about the constraints you conform to when lacking the confidence. But if you were to be less afraid and take your place on a stage, then you should trust in your resilience. I want to restore your faith with the fact that you joined a revolution and never gave up on finding a solution to all the conflict that made you feel sick. Small child, you were never wrong for the way that you processed everything differently, with your whole body a hyper-empathy that others cannot understand because you do it so effortlessly. So don't feel as though you always have to explain. Others may complain, but you weren't born to conform. Flow freely like the words you always wish to say. So now I'm going to explain. The ones who you will meet who don't think you're some kind of freak, they won't need your words to know, because your pure intentions will always show. Those who walk away were never meant to stay, but they help you to grow, because each time they go, I promise, I will be there to pick you up. So don't expect to ever run out of luck. I've got a little secret to let you in on. I know it seems like you always have to be strong, but I won't give up on you. I've got you forever. I'll carry you through this, however, so I want to let you know about the person you became. Because I remember how you always thought of yourself as lame, but now it seems that everywhere you go, people remember your name, and how you never let that trick you into simply chasing fame. So whilst my older self is tempted to provide you with a cheat sheet, I don't think your life needs to be as neat. And on that note, you definitely need to stop striving for perfection. I know now that being authentic is what gets you the right kind of attention. I guess what I'm trying to say to you, Mhairi, is that one day you will learn how to stop masking. And when you finally do, all that I'm asking is that you show yourself the same compassion, empathy, and love that you're so insistent on giving everyone else. Book exchanges, and this little birthday card to like a dad was in one of the books I picked up at a train station, and it made me write the next poem. So it's called When Is Your Birthday? I wonder when your birthday is. I wonder what you'd have given to live. Did you even want to if you had the choice? I don't think I'll ever remember the sound of your voice. Do you think we'd have our own perfect love language? Our own info-dumping exchange of knowledge? Two unstoppable brains being pushed together? Dad, I'd have loved you forever and ever. I know I must be strong, but sometimes I wish Mum hadn't won. Thank you for thinking I was worth the fight. Sorry that she never gave you the right. I think you were meant to be a father. If asked, who would you rather? I'd choose you every time to take me home, because when I speak to you, it's like I'm no longer alone. I miss you so much and wish you could see how I've become everything that you used to be. Compassionate and passionate. I don't think it's an accident that I'm a history teacher too. They say I remind them of you. So I just wanted to raise awareness. My dad actually died on Valentine's Day, and it is a time of year when suicide rate goes up. So whilst we're all celebrating love, like, can we just consider the people who are out there alone and suffering? Okay. It's 2 a.m. and I'm shivering and shaking just thinking of your skin. I don't want to know where you've been. I just want you close to me, holding me still. You know it won't be against my will. Because I want you next to me so badly, I don't think I'll sleep tonight. I'm getting lost in this fantasy, hoping that you might decide you want me to, and you just can't wait. So why do we let this lust go on so late? I can't help thinking maybe you and I together could be fate, and I can't see these feelings ever turning to hate. I just want to let you in and have it all, because I can't help but smile every time you call. So tell me you'll make it all real, that I'll no longer feel the same shivers I feel, that my legs will be shaking for better reasons, and you'll stick around for many seasons. When the world turns grey, I won't be led astray. Both born in May, I don't think it's cliche. You may sometimes be far too cheesy, but I don't think I'm all that easy, especially not to figure out my mind, although I think you know my kind. Ready for the moment you would take my breath away, with no idea what was happening, as you say, all the things I needed to hear and take away so much fear, which is why I wish you were here, so together we could start this new year. I wrote the last poem yesterday.
New shit.
And new shit. And it's from this game I have, which is like a self-reflection game. And Messa, can I borrow you? So I'm just gonna, because it's my last poem, I'm just gonna say, like, this man has like given me the ability to see myself in a completely different way, and like given me the confidence and like self-love that I desperately needed. So I think that's all of your work, like videos, etc., I'm very, very grateful. So thank you so much. Whilst he's still here, I'm going to get him to, he doesn't know he's doing this, but I'm going to get him to introduce my next poem. So this is the question, and the poem is the answer response. So can you read it out for everyone?
The one on the white side,
yeah?
Okay, what did the people who raised me teach me about love? What lessons do I want to keep? What do I want to challenge? Cool.
So this is called Lessons in Love.
Okay, that makes sense.
Let's start at the very beginning with what my mother taught me about love. Her love for me was never unconditional, coming at the price of submission to above. But one thing she did teach me was how love is forever. I would forever be hers, she would forever be mine, always together. I imagine it's hard for a mother to look in the eyes of your mini-me and dream of all the things you wanted to be and places you thought you would see. So my mother took me far and wide, travelling to many places, and taught me to fall in love with people's backgrounds over their faces. She taught me how to blend ways of life and cultures into one being, which is now the beautiful mix before you that you're seeing. My mother was my first love, and I placed her on a pedestal, with no idea that one day from her grace would I fall. But she taught me well, so like her I became strong, and it is with her strength that I enable my life to go on, because the love my mother had, I share for education, and in me that built the roots for a firm foundation to become everything that I am today, despite having once wished my life away. A mother that always thought what she was doing was right, a mother that for me was always willing to fight. My mother's love was the first I ever felt, and when I left, it was at her feet that I knelt. As I uttered those words I thought were a lie, I love you, was what came out as I cried. So it seems that you really did teach me to love forever, just like you. And to all my other loves, that lesson has carried through. So falling in love is really hard for me, especially when they always leave. And as my heart kept breaking, the only way to stop the aching was to keep crawling back to my mother, the one place I could receive love like no other. My mother showed me that love is not unconditional, but forever. Maybe that is why it is so hard, because when I fall, it is forever. Thank you.